Singleton design pattern. My idea for this one is that we have some sort of government. Okay, there's some sort of government class. Right. So let me try to draw this. So it's a government class. It has a private year started. Okay, let me maybe try to draw this a little bit better, like a little accurately. Guess I'll try to draw the UML diagram here pretty accurately. So there is our government. Okay, it has a private int year started, okay, which is an int. It has a string called title, private string called title. Okay, and then it has a static instance variable, right? A private static instance variable called instance, right? Instance. Oops. And I won't do the UML diagrams for all of them at the start. Maybe for the rest of them I'll do after. But this one's pretty simple, so it's one class. So I'll just do this. Instance, which is a government object. So of course that's going offside, but that says government. And then we have the methods, right? The method. So the one that makes it a singleton, which is our public static get instance. Okay. Which will return. So it's a method which will return a government object. So let me just do this, government object. And then I have get year started and get title, but I'll just write that as I'll just say get year and get title. Get title. Okay. So again, I won't do the UML diagram for all of them, but this was just simple here. So let's try to implement this thing and using a singleton design pattern. So the point of the singleton design pattern is that I only want one government to be created here, right? Like let's say we're running some sort of software for the country. There should only be one instance of the government. So let's try that. Here I have this. I'm gonna do this in a new project. Okay, so sorry, new project. I'll call this say live. If anybody wants the code after, I can write the code after, like send the code, but that's up to you guys. So I will create a new Java class, and I will call this government. Okay, and I will just make it all part of the package. I'll say live code. Okay, it opened here for some reason. Can I make it like this? There we go. Okay. So in the government class, right, like I said in the diagram, we want to just have some private variables, like I said. So it's going to be private, what did I call it? Private int year started. Okay. I want to have a private string, which is title. And I want to have a private static government. Oops. Government. Government. Which is called instance, right? And so this is what's part of the actual singleton design pattern, is that you have to have some sort of static variable that keeps track of the instance of government that you've created. Okay, so now we're gonna have some sort of public government, some sort of constructor, right? But at the moment, let's just focus on the actual singleton design stuff for now, right? So we're gonna have some sort of constructor, but I need to have a get instance method. That's the kind of the point of the singleton stuff. So I'm gonna have a static, public static. It's going to return a government. Should have tried an easier word. Just use the easier word to spell than government. And it's going to be called get instance. Okay. And so the point of this is that we ask, if instance equals null, right? So if our instance variable right now is null, which it is to initialize with, then we just set instance equal to new government. This is where we create a thing. And importantly, this should be the only place that you want to have access to initialize the government. So you want the constructor to actually be private. Okay, so there's essentially three parts. Oh, well, let's just finish this quickly. The last part is just return instance. There's essentially three parts to being a singleton design. So this is part one, private constructor, part two, and then having this method is your part three, right? Of just being a singleton design. So now this code is a singleton design, but let's try to make it actually like do something, right? So I'll create some just, I think, getters. Let's just use getters for this. So I'll just say insert code getter for year started and string. So there's our thing. Okay, but maybe I'll move that not there. So now I have just some getters for this, which is just convenient to have. And then I will also want to just, actually put something in the government part. So we want to, have some way to create some sort of year started, set some title and something like that, right? So let's say in the, how I did it in the code that I did before is I created, I just took, I took some user input. I thought that would be just a good time to also, since this is a pretty simple project, like this class is pretty simple, let's just also take user input. So I'll say scanner, I have to import the package. So scanner equals new scanner, and we have to say system.in, which just shows that this scanner object is going to be taking in user input from the keyboard, and then just system.out.println. I'll just say what did I say? Enter the title of the government. Enter the title of the government. Right? We'll do that first, and then I'm going to say that this dot title. I think I can just say title actually. This dot title. Question? No, I think someone just has their mic on. Check your mics, everybody. COE 528. Yes, I should have this chat open. Can I zoom in on the NetBeans project? That's a good question. Yes, is that an issue that people can't see? Let's see. Tools. Let's see. View. Toolbar. I can't just scroll for some reason. Is Alt scroll wheel? Oh, okay. Thank you. Perfect. Yes.
I guess you can. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. I got it. Yeah. Thanks. Okay. People can see now, probably. How about I make this down? There we go.
It looks much better now.
Good. Sounds good. Thank you for letting me know. And thank you for the tip about Alt scroll wheel. I didn't know that. Okay. So I'm just going to, we want the title of the government. So I'm just going to say scanner dot next int. Right, which will just take it. Oh no, sorry, not next int. Next line. Because that's going to be the next line that's put in. And then I also just want to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to, say please enter the year started. Right, and this time I'll say next int. This dot year started. Okay, so just a way to get some sort of input here, and that's pretty much it. There's our class constructed. That is a Singleton design pattern but the Singleton part is just this, and I just want to show you that, you don't just have to have only the Singleton stuff. Like, there is some other functionality, obviously, that you put into the code. So you have this, you have the fact that it's private, and you have the fact that you have a get-instance method, and so there's no other way to create a government class, right, except by this get-instance method. So at this point, we can just try something. So public static void main string args. Okay, just making a main file, and let's just do here. I created. I'll just copy and paste this. There's no point in me retyping this. So there. Here's some test code we can use. Just bring this back. We create some sort of government G, right, using the get instance method. That's the only way to create a government, to access the government object, right, is to use the get instance method. And then from here, I just print, g.getTitle, g.startYear, get year started, right? And then I say, okay, a different government B, but the only way I can create a government object, remember, is by using this getInstance method. So I do it again, and then I print the same thing, but with B now, right, with the government B. And when I run this, you should see it's the same thing twice. So I'm going to say run file. There we go. Enter the title of the government. Canada. Enter the year started. That'd be great if I knew that. I don't know, 1780. I have no idea. Anyways, this is Canada 1780, Canada 1780, twice. So you can see that the G and the B objects, like these reference variables, are pointing to the same thing, right? Even though they're different, and because I got them from the same way here, right? If we modify G, will its modifications be passed through B? Yes, because there's only one government, so it doesn't matter how many reference pointers you have to it, right? There's only one government class, so yes. If we modify G, its modifications will be passed. It's not mutable though, right? I've created this as an immutable class, but yeah, I think. Is there anything that's mutable? No, it's all private and there's no setters. So yeah, it's immutable. But yes, if there was some mutable part to it, then yes. Okay, there you go. That's the example of the Singleton one. Not super complicated.